Good evening, everybody. It's Dan here from Gleanly, and I've got some very good news. Reports is ready to be shipped, and the team are just working on pushing this to production as we speak. So hopefully by the time you see this, you will have a brand new section at the top of your screen. If you don't, you may need to clear your cache to see the new reports section. So what are reports? Well, you'll notice that they look quite similar to experiments, just in a different colour. And even when I click through, the top section there looks very similar to experiments as well. And if you think of an experiment as a container for our findings for that experiment, well, reports are a container as well, but a curated one where you can choose what facts, insights, recommendation, even experiments you want to bring in. You can add text, you can add images. In the next version that's coming very shortly, you'll be able to embed things like prototypes as well. You can already embed videos and play those in line. You can also add buttons and basically anything you need to do to tell a story. And I think that's probably going to be the main use case for it. So there's several things that you can use reports for. So telling the story of a project, delivering that to a stakeholder. You may want to create a report as a selection of insights. So you can see here we've got an October Insights highlights where we've collected together the most interesting insights that we can share with the wider team and help them understand what research is discovering. We may want to have a collection of knowledge for anyone that starts at the organisation, so everybody is all on the same page. I could use it as a discovery tool. So I don't have an example of that. Let's create one. So discovery for my new project. I can give a summary that is shown on that previous card. Now I don't have more details because the whole of a report is more details. It's allowing me to give that information, and I can add other authors on here. I can lock it that only us two can edit this. Now, of course, just as the same with experiments, administrators can edit even locked experiments. So it means that you're never going to be completely locked out if someone leaves the organization. I can tag this, and I can also use filters. So just as with experiments, facts, insights, and recommendations, you can have custom filters for reports and some just for reports as well. So this is a discovery document, for instance. And then when I've added, when I've created that, I can add sections. So I might want to add a headline in. I can add text. And I can style that text as well. So I can make it bold, italic. I can give bulleted or numbered lists and add external or internal hyperlinks. I can align the text, or I can delete the section entirely if I wish to. I might want to add dividers to section my report up and make different sections easier to see. And you can see, actually, as I'm scrolling about here, because I'm an editor of this, I can either grab a section and move it about. I can edit a section as well, or I can delete items. And I can also insert between different items or use that button at the bottom to insert new sections. So let's add some experiments to this. I've got all the filters that I have for any search, so I can filter my experiments as I wish, and I can add as many as I wish to a section as well. And when I do, this is adding it to using this report, so it makes it really easy to be able to remove those and discover those. So I can add experiments, I can add facts, insights, and recommendations. One thing we haven't quite delivered yet, and will be coming very shortly in version 2, is the ability to filter facts by experiments. Now, we don't have that in any other part of the system, so it's something we're just adding in at the moment. I can also add in media, either images, videos, or files. So images and files I can just upload, and videos I can put a video link from a YouTube URL for you now. And you can watch my lovely talk at User Research London. And so I've got full control to basically create whatever I want with this. I would be really interested in hearing what you choose to do with this. You can do that by clicking on the question mark up here and either sending us a live chat, a message that we can respond to at a later time. You can book in a meeting if you'd like to talk through some feedback or get some support. And of course, you can join our community Slack, which is what I really would recommend that you do. Slack is definitely the best place for getting instant support, seeing what other people are saying, and being part of the future journey and development of Gleanly as a product. Talking of which, what are we doing next? So obviously we've got a few more things we're working on reports. The key next thing, along with the two things I mentioned already, so the ability to embed items into reports, the ability to filter by experiments, and the other thing is the ability to publish reports. What does that mean? So one of the great things about being able to just embed experiments, facts, insights, and recommendations directly into a report is they're connected to the live repository. Now, of course, it makes it really quick to create a report as well. But when that insight is updated, it means that this report is going to be up to date as well. It's always showing the latest information. However, we recognize there are times when it's useful to be able to show what we knew at a certain point in time. So with this need to know experiment, it's important the information is always up to date. But perhaps with a project, we might want to actually freeze the information to show what we knew at the time we were making these decisions. But also it's important that people aren't misled. If that knowledge changes and evolves, we don't want people working with old data. So in the next version, when we have published reports, you'll be able to see what we knew at a certain point at time, but also you'll be able to toggle to see the latest data set as it is now, which I'm really excited about. So if you have any feedback on that, that'd be really useful. And we're also starting work now on the search and discovery theme. So if you have any feedback or issues, product improvements you'd like to see that are related to search or discovery, please let me know. So I hope you're really excited to try out reports. I'm excited to hear what you do with it and see how you use it. So please keep in touch, and thank you so much for listening today.